lên đường, hàng cờ theo trong rộn vượt sự non cuối thôn, vất vả gặm ngồi bay. Qua thiên sang thì ai tin dù vừa tan, vui ca vang rồi đi tin bên ngoài ngàn. Người đứng ngoài quản lý quan sát, người đứng chờ trong bóng cô đơn. Bên man khê còn tung gió ngồi mênh mông, bên tiêu tương còn thương tiếng nuôi ngàn trùng. Người không rời khỏi kiếp gian nan, người biến thành tượng đá.
The World Health Organization, WHO, says COVID cases increased by 18% around the world in the last week. The rise is mostly due to the BA4 and BA5 Omicron versions, or variants of the virus. Cases increased the most in the Middle East, Southeast Asia, Europe, and the Americas. The United Nations Health Agency said 4.1 million new cases were reported last week around the world. Deaths increased in the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and the Americas, but the total number worldwide stayed the same as the week before, at about 8,500. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said cases were on the rise in 110 countries because of the fast-spreading Omicron variants. Omicron was first discovered in southern Africa in November 2021. In a news briefing, Tedros said, "The pandemic is changing, but it is not over." He also noted that the health agency's ability to study the virus is under threat, as nations around the world are decreasing their efforts to track COVID. He said, "Less genetic sequencing will make it harder to notice new and possibly dangerous variants." Tedros called again for nations to vaccinate people most at risk, including healthcare workers and people over 60. He said, "Hundreds of millions of people remain unvaccinated and at risk of severe disease and death." The rate of immunization stands at about 13% in poor countries. About 1.2 billion vaccines have been given out around the world. Tedros said it is hard to believe that some people might suggest poor countries should not boost and vaccinate their most at-risk people. He noted, rich countries are vaccinating children as young as 6 months and are planning new vaccination efforts. Charity organization Oxfam and the People's Vaccine Alliance say less than half of the 2.1 billion vaccines promised by the Group of 7 large economies have been delivered. In June, the United States began offering vaccinations for babies and very young children. The U.S. has also started to work on boosters for later this year that would target the latest COVID variants. I'm Dan Friedell.
lên đường, hàng cờ theo chốc rộn vượt sự non cuối thôn, phát vỡ gầm ngôi ban. Qua thiên san kia tiếng dù vừa tan, vui ca vang rồi đi đến bên ngoài ngàn. Người đi ngoài quản lý quan sát, người đứng chờ trong bóng